Hi everyone, Cezar here from Verve Studios, here to give you my first virtual online tutorial. I hope you find this beneficial and helpful for you and provides you with additional resources for everything and anything fitness and pole. Okay guys, so today I want to show you my favorite theraband exercises for the shoulders. So this is one of my favorite topics to talk about and to show people. Mostly because I have such a robust history with shoulder injuries, and it's so important as pole artists, as pole athletes, as aerialists from all experiences and backgrounds to keep doing these sorts of things, as they not only help strengthen our shoulders, they help us through injury, but they also help prevent injury. So I really hope that by showing you these little things and some tips and tricks with them, that it will improve your overall quality as a aerialist or pole dancer. And I hope they're super helpful for you in the future. So let's get right into it. So we're going to start out just with the therabands in general. So when picking a theraband, you want to make sure it's not too strong because we're isolating tiny muscles and they can get fatigued really easily. So really go with the band that's going to be the lightest resistance when you first start these, and you'll be pretty good to go throughout the rest of this process. Guys, so here we're just going to start out with a bit of external rotation warm-up. So this is going to be really great for external rotation in our shoulders and really warm that socket up in the back there. So I'm going to make sure that I'm nice and square, my elbows are tucked into my body, my rib cage is in, and then I'm just going to slightly move out. I'm not going to go too crazy with the amount of pressure here. I really make sure there's a good amount of tension between both arms, but nothing too extreme. Also note that you do not want your wrists to be bent. You want them to be a nice straight line the entire time going throughout the motion of this exercise. Do about 10 of these on each side in about 2 to 3 sets, but don't overdo it here and you should be all good. Alright, and a good tip with this exercise as well is if you don't trust yourself to keep your elbows nice and locked in, go ahead and roll up a little towel and put it right between your elbow and your rib cage, and this will help you really keep track if you are in that correct position and using the right technique, because that towel will fall out of the little place you put it if you don't utilize it correctly, just like that. So that's a little tip and trick for you for that. Alright guys, for this next exercise, you'll have to tie your theraband in a little loop. It might take a little bit of trial and error to get the right amount of tension here. We're going to go back into that box position with our arms where our elbows are locked into our rib cage. And you know, you want to have the right amount of tension, not too loose, but then not too tight as well. Experiment with the amount of tightness and go back and forth until you find that right Goldilocks zone for you. So from here, I'm going to slowly pulse outwards. I'm going to initiate by straightening out my elbows away from the body and then slowly moving them overhead. In doing this, we're really going to strengthen the overall stability of those deltoids here, which are so important for so much of our shoulder function, and all those little supporting muscles around it. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process maybe about 4 to 5 times in one set and maybe about 2 to 3 sets in total. Nothing too extreme and major. Remember, we're targeting small muscle groups. We don't want to exhaust them. We just want to strengthen them and get those nice and warm. Alright guys, so our next exercise is one of my favorites. It's called drawing the sword. So I'm going to lift up my foot opposite of the arm that I want to work out. For that particular set, I'm going to grab it cross body, completely upright position, and then I'm going to slowly and smoothly turn out that arm as I raise it up towards the top. So a nice smooth motion as if you were pulling a sword out of a sheath. Now realize we really want to work that rotation at the very top, so once you reach and all the way that crossbody motion, you want to turn that hand out and pull that thumb towards the back and then raise it back down. For this, you want to do about 10 repetitions on 2 to 3 sets for both sides. Alright guys, for this next exercise, we're going to maintain that same loop from our last little bit that we did there. And we're going to set ourselves up in the same box position as before. So for this one, I'm going to start lifting my arms up while maintaining that nice 90-degree angle throughout. Now, it might be tempting to externally rotate here. We do not want that. We want to keep those elbows nice and locked in through the entire time. Those wrists should be pushing out and slowly rising up. Now, the thing here is you might not be able to get as high as I was able to in the amount of lift. That is completely fine. This is really all dependent on our rotator cuff strength, which this exercise will do the more you do it. However, we really want to make sure that we only go up as high as we can possibly maintain this shape. So wherever your elbows start to give is where you want to stop and then lower, controlled back down. For this one, only do about 2 to 3 of them for about 2 to 3 sets. Alright guys, for this next exercise, we're going to keep our theraband in its natural form, nice and straight there. And I'm going to place my hands behind my back, making sure I have a nice 90 degrees with the arm that's supporting that band behind me, and a nice lifted elbow right behind me for whatever arm I'm working there. So I'm grabbing a little piece of theraband to get a good amount of tension between the bottom and top hand, and I'm going to just gently pull up, making sure that armpit is facing forward. Do not rotate in any sort of way. I just want to keep that armpit nice and facing straight, and repeat this motion about 8 to 10 times on one side, and do about 2 to 3 sets for both. Alright, that was all of the exercises that I had to show you for this little mini tutorial today. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope it was super beneficial and educational for you all, and I really hope this goes on to help you with whatever kind of goals you have in the future for pole and keeps your shoulders nice, healthy, and strong. So thank you so much, and we appreciate all the support here at Verve Studios and every single one of our instructors for you tuning in and help making our studio the best that we possibly can during this time and moving forward. And thank you so much yet again. Bye-bye.